but they go anyway. Which brings me to point number 2, a mission, which was called Extortion 17. And I'm going to make this brief, but I want to give you a little coverage of what happened that night. See, on a Friday, August 5th of last year, it was a normal day for all of us. We were just going about our business, I remember going to work out, and, coming home and watching some television. But 7,000 miles away in the Tangi River Valley of Afghanistan, a very different day was unfolding. They had located one of the top Taliban leaders and had identified the village that he was hiding in. And a plan was set in motion that day to go get him. And it was a capture plan. So first they sent the Rangers in. If any of you remember this story, they sent the Rangers in. And contrary to what the media said, the Rangers were not in trouble, but they were in a 3.5-hour gun battle. And during that battle, the drones overhead, who could see what was happening, felt strongly. There were 2 men that had escaped the back of the village as soon as the fighting began, and they felt strongly that our target was one of those 2 men. So we watched them for hours. And finally, we sent in the immediate reactionary team, which was SEAL Team 6. They were to come in and land in the north end of the Tangi River Valley, storm off that chopper and capture that guy. It couldn't have been more routine. The conditions, yes, they were horrific and dangerous, but for these guys, it couldn't have been a more routine event. But 30 seconds before they landed, in zero illumination, as the Navy told us, an RPG was fired out of the dark, into the dark, and hit one of the rotor blades on the rear rotor of that Chinook. It ripped off 10.5 feet of one of those blades. If you can imagine, that blade was spinning at 480 miles an hour. They say that it would be a 1 in a million chance to ever do it again. Pitch black. Ripped off 10.5 feet of that blade. The blades collided with each other on the front and the back, started ripping the Chinook apart, and within 5 seconds of that strike, the entire helicopter was on the ground in a ball of flames. And in the blink of an eye, just like that, Aaron and 29 other brave, fearless American warriors were gone. In an instant, they became memories. I'm told that 40 children were left fatherless that day in that one event. Little girls who would never again have their father attend one of their ballet recitals or walk them down the aisle. Little boys who'd never have the privilege of playing pitch with their dad in the front yard again, or have their father around to teach them how to grow into a strong man. Wives left without their husbands, and so many parents, brothers, sisters, left to spend the rest of their life with an empty seat at their table. When Extortion 17 crashed to the ground that night, it marked the single largest loss of life in the 10-year war on terror. It also marked the single largest loss of life in the history of naval special warfare. And this brings me to my last point. I want to talk to you about a legacy. Like I told you earlier, the things I believe Aaron would tell you if he were here today. First, I believe he'd tell you to honor your country. Honor the God-given gift that you've been given because you were born in the land of the free. Second, he'd tell you to remember that your freedom was bought with a price, and this time the price was paid with the blood of my only son. But also remember that hundreds of thousands have gone before Aaron and the brave men of Extortion 17 because they too believed that freedom was worth dying for. So I urge you to never take your freedom for granted. 3, I know that he would tell you, because this is how Aaron lived, he would tell you to pay attention to the political arena and be intelligent about what's going on in this world around you. Don't leave it to your parents or anybody else. You be intelligent about what's happening. Our country and our way of life as we know it is in danger. And as a country, we must respond. So as soon as you're able, you be sure to cast your vote and make your voice heard. Good men and women have died to give you that right. 4th, he would urge you to find a personal relationship with the God of your founding fathers. He'd tell you that if you know God, you'll know peace. and that if you honor him, you'll bring honor to your family, to your community, and to your country. America was founded on biblical principles, and our founders knew that if America ever ceased to be good, America would cease to be great. Fifth, he'd tell you, and this is last but certainly not least, to earn the sacrifice that he and so many others have made for you. Live your lives with a passion and with a decency, with love for others, and don't waste your life on foolish, meaningless pursuits. Make your own difference in this world in whatever way God has equipped you to do so. The men and women who have gone before you are counting on you. They're counting on you to preserve this legacy they've left. I beg you to make your life worthy of the sacrifice. In conclusion, I would like to read the words of the last birthday card I ever sent to my son. He wrote these words 6 weeks before he died, and I want to share them with you. My part was, how could we even put into words how much we love you, Aaron? You have given us so much joy, so much happiness, so much pride. If we had prayed and told God all the things we wanted in a son, we never would have been so bold as to ask for all you were. Amazing is the only word that comes to mind. And no matter what great things you accomplish in this world, no matter where you go, you will always be my baby boy. I love you forever, Mom. Your life is a gift. Your rights and freedoms are a gift. Don't waste the gift that's been handed to you. Please receive it. Great prices have been paid to ensure your right to seize them. And I want to leave you today with some slides. This is Kimberly. She gave you her husband. The next slide are my 2 daughters, Tara and Anna. They gave you their only brother. The next is my husband and I. And as I said, we gave you our only son. And the last slide is Aaron. He gave you all he had to give. So I challenge you again today, live your lives in such a way that you earn the sacrifice that he and so many others have made for you. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you guys.